Today, I'm going to tell you about a mysterious, lethal, and exceptionally skilled doctor. But before we dive into this story, I'm curious, where are you watching from? Which state are you tuning in from? California's sunny coast? The vast plains of Texas? Maybe New York's bustling streets? Or perhaps you're across the ocean, watching from Europe or Asia. Drop your city in the comments below. And if you believe stories like these about underestimated people, hidden heroes, silent warriors, deserve to be remembered, hit that subscribe button. Help us keep these stories alive. Because sometimes the person who saves your life is the one you least expect. And today's story is exactly about that. Dr. Maya Chen's first day at Boston Memorial Hospital was a disaster. "Are you the new janitor?" asked the woman at reception, speaking to the 34-year-old emergency medicine specialist. "Honey, can you grab me some coffee?" said a senior doctor in the conference room. "She probably got in through connections. Maybe the dean's daughter," whispered the nurses in the locker room. Maya didn't respond to any of them. Instead of talking, she listened, observed, and took mental notes. Her father had taught her before deploying to Afghanistan. Stay quiet and stay ready. The loud ones die first. That evening, when 3 car accidents arrived simultaneously and all the real doctors panicked, Maya Chen stepped forward. "I'm wondering where you're watching this story from right now. Maybe you're working in hospital corridors in a big city like Los Angeles, or perhaps you're in a small Ohio town where everyone knows everyone. Maybe you're relaxing on a Florida beach. Wherever you are, you've probably been misjudged at least once in your life. Someone dismissed you because of your appearance, age, or ethnicity. But Maya Chen's story was different, because the people who underestimated her had no idea that one day they'd owe her their lives. Boston Memorial Hospital was one of Massachusetts' most prestigious medical centers. Its Harvard Medical School connections, cutting-edge equipment, and most importantly, its overconfident doctors made it legendary. When the hiring committee reviewed Maya Chen's resume on paper, she was flawless. Johns Hopkins School of Medicine, summa cum laude, trauma surgery fellowship, emergency medicine board certification, 15 years of experience. Her references were impeccable. But there was one problem, a strange gap in her resume about where those 15 years were spent. U.S. Army, she'd said in her interview, short and direct. 15 years in military hospitals. Stateside or overseas deployment, the hiring manager had asked. Maya's eyes had drifted for a moment to another place, another time. Field hospitals inside sandstorms in Helmand Province. The shock of IED blasts, the forward operating base in Kandahar. Blood, so much blood. And every day, every hour, impossible decisions. Both, she'd simply said. But the truth was far more complex. Maya Chen had been a combat surgeon in one of the U.S. Army's most elite units. She'd worked in Afghanistan's most dangerous regions, in Fallujah's street battles, immediately after VBIED explosions. The 68W tattoo on her wrist, Combat Medic Specialist, wasn't just an MOS code. It was a survival manual. When she arrived at Boston Memorial, she hadn't told anyone about this background. She hadn't seen the need. After all, her MD degree hung on the wall. Her board certifications were framed. The rest was just silence. Maya's first day began Monday morning at 6 a.m. When she entered the hospital, the security guard examined her badge and frowned. "Is this an MD badge?" he asked skeptically. "You look too young to be a doctor." Maya didn't smile. "Thanks," she said simply, and walked in. In the locker room, as she changed into scrubs, the other nurses sized her up. One whispered, "Is that the new attending? Looks like she just graduated high school." "Probably a resident," said another. Bet she got in through some diversity quota. Maya said nothing. She put on her lab coat properly, tied her hair in a bun, and looked at herself in the mirror. 5'3", 115 pounds. No makeup on her face, no jewelry. Nothing in her appearance revealed her warrior identity, exactly as she wanted. During morning rounds, ER Chief Dr. James Patterson introduced her. "Joining the team, Dr. Chen," he said, disinterested. "Military background. Let's see how she handles civilian medicine." Following his comment, chuckles echoed through the conference room. One of the senior attendings, Dr. Marcus Reeves, looked at Maya and smirked. "Welcome, soldier girl. This isn't a war zone. It's a real hospital. Might take you some time to adjust." Maya nodded slightly. "I'm sure I'll learn," she said calmly. As the day progressed, the microaggressions multiplied. A patient's family complained when they saw Maya. "She looks too young. We want someone more experienced." A nurse asked Maya to do a coffee run. "Honey, you're the newbie. Do the team a favor." Dr. Reeves, while discussing a case, didn't even ask for Maya's input. "You watch and learn," he said patronizingly. Attendings talk, junior staff listens. Each time, Maya remained silent, but her eyes recorded everything. Reeves' misdiagnosis, Patterson's sloppy technique, the nurse's protocol violations. She wrote nothing in her notebook, but her memory stored every detail. That afternoon, during a small incident, a glimpse of her real skill emerged. A child had broken his arm in a bicycle accident. The kid was screaming, and the family was panicking. When Dr. Reeves tried to approach, the child pulled back. "Nurse, prep sedation," Reeves ordered. Maya stepped forward. She knelt beside the child and began speaking in a calm voice. "Hey there, soldier. What's your name?" Through tears, the child answered, "Ethan." "Ethan, I'm Dr. Maya. I'm a warrior, just like you. Your arm hurts, I know, but I'll tell you a secret. The bravest soldiers carry pain silently." "Are you brave?" Ethan nodded. "Then trust me. I'll fix your arm and you won't even cry. Deal?" Ethan nodded again. While Maya distracted the child's attention, she performed the reduction with a swift and precise movement. The procedure was done in seconds. The child blinked. The family stared in shock. "What did she just do?" the mother whispered. Maya smiled. "Simple anatomy," she said. But the truth was far more complex. In Afghanistan, when the morphine ran out, she'd learned ways to calm injured soldiers. Pain management didn't start with medications. It started with trust. Dr. Reeves frowned. "Lucky," he said coldly. "Next time, follow protocol." By 7 p.m., the hospital was relatively quiet. A few minor cases, a few routine checkups. Dr. Patterson, Dr. Reeves, and the other attendings were in the break room drinking coffee and watching CNN. Maya sat at the ER nurse's station, reviewing charts. A nurse approached her. "Dr. Chen, if you're free, maybe you could help organize the supply closet." Maya looked up. "I'm a physician, not a secretary." The nurse laughed mockingly. "Oh, sorry, princess. Forgot you're too important." Maya didn't respond. She just looked out the window. The sky was darkening. A storm was approaching. Weather alerts warned of rain and black ice. In these kinds of conditions, accidents spiked. Maya knew this. At 8:37 p.m., the first call came. "Mass casualty incoming. Multi-vehicle pileup on I-93. 9 patients en route." Alarms blared. Hospital staff mobilized. Dr. Patterson dropped his coffee and sprinted. Dr. Reeves followed behind. Nurses prepped the trauma bays. Maya sat motionless. She was doing a mental assessment. 9 patients, 3 vehicles, likely multiple traumas. Maybe penetrating chest injuries. Maybe internal bleeding. Maybe cardiac arrests. In Fallujah, one day she'd single-handedly handled 12 wounded soldiers, all critically injured, all dying. And Maya, in a sand-blown tent with only 2 corpsmen and limited supplies, had saved 11. Today, 9 patients in a fully equipped hospital was a piece of cake. But for the others, it was challenging, because they'd never seen real chaos. When the first patient arrived, the situation was grim. A 45-year-old male, blunt chest trauma in respiratory distress. Dr. Patterson immediately intervened, but his hands were shaking. Need a chest tube. Nurse. Stat. The nurse ran, but couldn't locate the right equipment. Panic escalated. The patient's oxygen saturation was dropping. Maya stood up. Quietly, she approached Dr. Patterson. Let me. Patterson turned. What? Go handle another patient. Your patient is dying, Maya said calmly. Tension pneumothorax. He doesn't need a chest tube. He needs needle decompression. Now. Patterson hesitated. Maya didn't wait. She touched the patient's chest, located the exact landmark, and inserted the needle with a swift motion. Air hissed out. The patient's breathing improved. Patterson stepped back, stunned. How? Maya didn't answer. The second patient was already arriving. The second patient was worse. A 28-year-old female, abdominal trauma, internal bleeding. Dr. Reeves was trying to diagnose, but was wasting time. Need ultrasound? Stat! Maya approached. No time for ultrasound. Free fluid in abdomen. Likely splenic rupture. She needs OR now. Reeves glared. Who are you to order me around? I'm the doctor who's going to save her, Maya said. While you're deciding, she's dying. The patient's blood pressure dropped. The monitor alarmed. Reeves froze. Maya took action. She directed the nurses, rapidly secured IV access, started a blood transfusion, and rushed the patient to the OR. Every movement was precise, swift, and authoritative. Reeves just watched. When the third patient arrived, everyone was watching Maya. A 60-year-old male, multiple fractures, in shock. Dr. Patterson approached, but Maya beat him to it. Pelvic fracture, high risk of internal hemorrhage, Maya said. C-spine stabilization, aggressive fluid resuscitation, urgent surgical consult. Patterson nodded. Right. Nurse now. But the nurses were already following Maya's orders. She'd seized command, and nobody was questioning it. 8 of the 9 patients had been stabilized. But the 9th hadn't arrived yet, and it was the worst. Ambulance sirens approached. The paramedic radioed. 8-year-old ejected from vehicle, traumatic arrest, CPR in progress. Everyone froze. Kids were always the hardest. When the gurney burst in, the small body was motionless. Paramedics were doing chest compressions. The mother was screaming, following behind. Dr. Patterson stepped forward. I got this. But his hands were trembling. He started CPR, but the rhythm was off. Maya stepped in. Dr. Patterson, let me take over. Patterson shook his head. No, I can... Dr. Patterson, Maya's voice was ice cold but firm. This child will die. Step aside. The hospital staff watched silently. Patterson backed away. Maya positioned herself at the child's head. She began rhythmic, precise compressions. Her eyes were on the monitor. Her brain was calculating. In Afghanistan, post-blast, she'd resuscitated dozens of children. This would just be one more. Epi! She commanded. The nurse immediately pushed it. The compressions continued. 1 minute passed, 2 minutes, 3 minutes. The mother was sobbing. Everyone was losing hope. Maya didn't stop. Charge the defib. But the rhythm. Charge. The pads were positioned. Maya shocked. The child's body convulsed. The monitor flatlined. Maya resumed compressions. Again! Second shock. Still flat. Third, Maya said. Her voice was still calm. The third shock was delivered, and a signal appeared on the monitor. Weak, but there. We have pulses, the nurse shouted. The mother collapsed, weeping. The staff exhaled in relief. Maya stepped back. She washed her hands and walked away without saying a word. After the incident, the hospital corridors were silent. 9 patients, 9 saves. Everyone was exhausted, but alive. Dr. Patterson found Maya in the break room. She was sitting, drinking water. Her face was expressionless. Dr. Chen, Patterson said quietly, we need to talk. Maya raised her head. Patterson sat down. Where did you learn those skills? They don't teach that at Hopkins. Maya sighed. No, they don't. What did you do in the Army? Maya paused. Then she answered. 68 Whiskey, combat medic specialist. 15 years in field hospitals. Afghanistan, Iraq. Forward surgical team with special operations. Patterson blinked. 68W with FST. You were embedded with Delta, Rangers, SEALs. Whoever needed a surgeon downrange. There was a silence. Patterson nodded. Why didn't you say anything? Nobody asked. Patterson laughed, a tense, tired laugh. Fair point. We judge you, all of us. Yes, you did. I'm sorry. Maya nodded. Apology accepted. But next time, don't judge people by their appearance, because the quietest person is sometimes the most dangerous. The next day, everything at the hospital had changed. Maya Chen was no longer that girl or the newbie. She'd become the combat doc. Nurses approached her respectfully. Doctors consulted her. Patients specifically requested her. Dr. Reeves approached Maya and apologized. Last night you saved my ass. Not my ego, the patient's. Thank you. Maya smiled. Just doing the job. No, Reeves said. Your job is something way beyond ours. Months passed. Maya became one of Boston Memorial's most respected attendings. Trauma cases were automatically routed to her. She mentored young residents. But most importantly, Maya was no longer invisible. She was seen. 6 months later, a young female physician started at the hospital. Petite, timid, quiet. Nurses called her Sweetie. Doctors dismissed her. Maya found the young doctor in the corridor. Dr. Park, she said, a piece of advice? Park looked up. What they think doesn't matter, Maya said. What you do matters. Stay quiet, stay ready, and when the moment comes, let your skills speak. Park smiled. Thank you, Dr. Chen. Maya walked away. The 68W tattoo on her left arm was hidden under her lab coat, but this time it didn't need to be hidden. Because real strength isn't measured by showmanship. It's measured by emerging when necessity demands. Today, if you visit Boston Memorial Hospital, you'll see a photo at the ER entrance, Dr. Maya Chen with her team. Below it, a plaque. Appearance deceives. Skill is silent. Heroes come from unexpected places. And every day, hundreds of people walk through those doors, trusting the petite, quiet doctor. Because now they know, the best ones are where you least expect them. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and become part of our daily Life Stories community. Do you think Maya was right? What do you think about judging people by their appearance? Let us know in the comments. Where are you watching from? Comment below. We love hearing from our amazing viewers from around the world.